Today is Wednesday, April 2nd, and this is the Continental. The Supreme Court grapples with South Carolina's bid to defund Planned Parenthood. Trump announces 10% tariffs on UK and 20% tariffs on the European Union in a watershed moment for global trade. The Taliban senses an opening as it pushes for diplomatic recognition in talks with the Trump administration. Lastly, Musk says he's not leaving quite yet, wrapping up his work with the government after the incredible work at Doge is complete. Okay, let's get into it.
Ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man.
On Wednesday, several justices expressed their skepticism that individual patients of Medicaid are able to sue to enforce their right to select a medical provider. Federal funding for abortion is banned, but groups such as Planned Parenthood can use funding to get their agenda done for other things such as this. Justice Samuel Alito said that his colleagues would have to find, quote, something that is quite extraordinary, end quote, to say that patients have a right to sue. Before the Supreme Court went back on their ruling on Roe versus Wade just a couple of years ago, South Carolina actually did move to defund Planned Parenthood before that time. What would the implications be if the ruling would go in the favor of the patients? What would be the aftermath, if anything? Today is Trump's Liberation Day, and in addition to the 10% tariffs on UK and the 20% tariffs on the European Union, Trump also said on Wednesday that a 25% tariffs on foreign-made vehicles will start Wednesday night at midnight. Trump said in quote that he will start a golden age and that the U.S. needs to, quote, prosper now. These tariffs, of course, were largely in response to unfair trade practices by other nations that trade with the United States. According to many U.S. industries, these tariffs could possibly increase the global price on many goods, which of course would have an impact on everyone. Americans and those around the world are asking what the impact of these tariffs will be and how they're going to affect the cost of the goods that they consume every single day. According to those that know about the conversations between the terrorist organization and the US, the Taliban is getting ready to have a presence in the United States. On Wednesday, an American official said, in quote, "There's a path that's positive, and if they walk that path, we can walk that path." Of course, the Taliban wants the U.S. to recognize them as Afghanistan's official government. The group also wants to, of note, open an office in the United States and be tied to America, something which would be far from what has been in recent years. Would the United States and the Trump organization contemplate this? Would this weaken their national standing? In a statement by the White House on Wednesday, Elon Musk is planning to leave the government sometime in the spring when his, quote, incredible work at Doge is complete. Back on January 20th, Musk was given a 130 days timeline as a, quote, special government employee before his time ultimately runs out. The role that Musk currently holds was actually made possible due to a law that Congress made back in 1962, which gave flexibility to hire temporary employees for short-term projects or initiatives. In his sit-down with Bret Baier, Elon Musk said, in quote, "I think we will have accomplished most of the work required to reduce the deficit by $1 trillion within that time frame," end quote. The biggest question right now is how much more work can Doge actually do in virtually just 2 months? Today is Wednesday, April 2nd, 2025, and this has been The Continental. Make sure you follow us on all of our social accounts as well as subscribe to the YouTube down below for all the most pertinent news and daily updates regarding what you need to know. Until then, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.